Hi, everybody. Welcome to Show It Live here on Showiteer.com. I'm Field, and this is Liz.
Hi, good morning. You are watching Show It Live. This is a weekly webcast produced by our team here at Show It. And each week we bring on a different special guest, and we talk about a topic related to the photography industry, small business ownership, and just creative life in general. And we are so excited about our guest today because she's actually here. She's in
here.
studio.
She's over there, but don't pay attention to over there just yet. We have some fun stuff we want to talk to you about. Some really exciting things going on. This is like September 20-ish.
Second.
Sure. It's in the 20s in September, and that means that we are less than a month away.
4 weeks.
Less than a month away from Show It United here in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Fire Sky Resort. And it's a really exciting thing. Do we have any news for Show It United?
We have a few things that we're going to be announcing next week.
Oh, next week.
Next week. We've got some really exciting information coming up about our gala that's happening on Monday evening. And so we'll be sharing that with you next week. We did send out a little survey to our attendees in our Facebook group about United, asking about breakout sessions. And that was so much fun to see all the different topics that people are interested in learning about, which is great. There are still a couple of styled shoot tickets available and still a couple. And by a couple, I mean like 2 tickets left to United.
That's crazy.
So if you want to snatch them up, over the weekend, awesome. A bunch of them got like bought up. And so I was like, yeah.
Well, for the gala.
So many ways to say that word. Gala is correct.
I think I finally found my outfit.
Really? What dare I ask you are you wearing?
It's a mustache onesie. It's a onesie with a lot of mustaches on it.
I really doubt that your wife Carrie, who is super stylish, is going to go for that.
Yeah, she said no. I bought it anyways.
Good for you. You can wear it for Halloween, maybe.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, because that's around the corner too.
Yes. And there's some other exciting stuff we want to talk about.
There are.
Each week we get an opportunity to feature Showiteers, feature creatives in our community, and you get to know a little bit more about them. We have this great post that Cassandra and John do for us on Showiteer.com. And this week is somebody, she's also local.
She is.
She is Leslie Lacar, who lives on the west side.
West side.
Gang signs and all that, you can throw them up now. But the west side of Phoenix, and she's been shooting for 15 years.
It's awesome.
She's brand new to the Showiteers community. She joined like 2 months ago or something, and she is just super sweet. She's unbelievably nice, and go check out her site. Her site looks awesome. She did a great job matching it up with her blog as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, her business is Leslie Ann Photography.
Yep.
So you can find her at leslieannphotography.com. I love her work. It's just so pretty. And she's actually one of the people who happened to snag a ticket to United over the weekend.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, I saw her name come up and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
That's so
Leslie.
great.
Yeah, so we're really excited for that. We're also excited to wish a very happy birthday to another local Phoenix Showiteer. Corey Roberts, happy birthday. We love you.
Very much.
And if we could sing, we would sing to you, but we're not sure that would be a very nice present to give you.
Liz, we can totally sing. It's just like talking, but you know.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. I can't carry a tuna in a bucket. God did not give me the gift.
You can carry a tuna in a bucket though.
I have never done that, but I would try. Speaking of tuna, this is an interesting segue, but Seattle is a place where people throw fish, maybe not tuna, but one of our Showiteers, our beloved Showiteers, Caitlin James, was actually in Seattle this week because she did something really cool. She was part of Creative Live. I don't know if she caught a fish in the market, but she was part of Creative Live for their photo week. And there were lots of Showiteers doing really cool things this week.
Yes, there are. Yeah,
always. You guys blow us away. Like yesterday morning, I was posting up all the things that people were doing. And Donnell won an award. Donnell won an award from like the Northern Ireland media.
Oh, for Engage.
Something, for Engage Live. And it was just really cool.
Yeah, and on Engage this week, they're actually doing a series, and the hot topic. What's going on? It's no longer film. It's no longer inverse negative pictures. No, it is food photography.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're doing like a 3-day series on it. It's going to be amazing. So it's the crazy. It's what's next, people, and it's right now.
And this is coming from a man who really likes to watch the British baking show or something like that.
It's the best show on the planet Earth.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I don't know, but we'll let you go ahead and believe that.
Yeah, it's on PBS. It's really good.
What is it called?
The Great British Baking Show. We watch it as a family. The whole family. We get jazzed about it.
Well, I know Melissa Love, one of our awesome designers, loves that.
Yeah, we chat about it.
Okay.
It's a good time.
Very, very cool. Well, without further ado, we want to go ahead and introduce you to our guest today. Her name is Jessica Haley. She's an amazing photographer out of New York and the Connecticut area. And she's going to explain to us a little bit about her marketing strategy, which I really, really love. It's called 10-mile marketing. And it's a fantastic topic today. And maybe she can give a little background even on her business name. For us. She was telling me the story of her business name before. She has gorgeous photos and she does a variety of things. Jessica, hi, welcome to Show It Live. It's really fun to have a guest in-house. Like, you just turn and here you are. It's awesome. We're so excited you're here. Why are you here in person? We know you wanted to be on Show It Live.
I wanted to be on Show It Live.
But there's another reason you're in town.
So my sister's getting married this weekend at El Chorro, and Amy and Jordan are photographing her wedding.
Awesome.
So we're can't wait. It's like the countdown is on. So
that's
finally here. Yeah. Got the wedding madness going on at my parents' house.
And your sister's name is?
My sister's name is Haley. So rewind like 10 years practically when I was working in New York. I had a PricewaterhouseCoopers public accounting job, and I knew I wanted a wedding business. And you know, all I had time to do was kind of plot, what's it going to look like? What's the name going to be? And my middle name's actually Ann, and Jessica Ann is super popular. And it just doesn't really sound like a business name. I know a lot of people use their middle name, and my aunt used to be in radio, and she said that having, you know, disc jockeys always have their last name is something that can be a first name or a last name. Like that was the key formula. So Haley, my sister's name, kind of worked as a first or a last name, and also it wasn't as common. So first name Jessica is like really common. So Jessica Haley, there were social media handles, there was websites and domains, and so and I just liked the sound of it. And now, so she's like 8 years younger than me, but now she actually lives in New York, and I've actually trained her to be my second shooter. That's so cool. She has a job in fashion in Manhattan, so she has a day job, so she isn't always shooting with me, but most of the time she's right by my side. So we show up and they're like, wait, I thought that was one person. I'm like, no, this is also, she's named Haley too. And it's a little confusing, but it's good.
I'm Jessica Haley. This is Haley Jessica. It just seems to work.
Well, Field has one of those names, right? That's like,
I have
could
three,
be first, could be last.
Or three last, or not real names. I could have not real names.
Yeah.
See, I can't do that. My middle name is Thorne. And so I'd be like Field Thorne Photography, and people would be like, what in the world? I'd be like, nope.
You have to shoot like very dramatic things, right? I mean, that's it. Field Thorne sounds like Stormy Weathers. Is your weather broadcaster on the news?
Perfect. Well, so we have live chat going on right now as well. I want to hear people's names and their middle names. I want to see whose name would make the best. Like, I like newscasters.
Well, some people are lucky, like Caitlin James. It already works. Natalie Frank just works.
I'm an Elizabeth Ann.
Ann is mine also.
And my name is really formal. Like,
it is.
Elizabeth Ann Langford. And Langford actually is my maiden name.
So you do great in New England.
Yes.
People would love it.
It's very British sounding.
Yeah.
I think, but that's awesome. Okay, so 10-mile marketing is the topic we want to talk about today. And I'm really excited about this because as a mom, being closer to home tends to work out better for me. And not a lot of photographers want to travel, and it's super exciting. And I think that's awesome for those of you that like Jenna, right? Jenna loves to travel, and Jenna goes out and like takes on the world. I want to stay closer to home.
I can't run 10 miles. Is this going to be an issue?
No, you don't have to. You can drive.
This is not an exercise show.
Yeah.
I could probably do that show.
You know, basically, like how this kind of topic came about is really, you know, what is success for you? Because like you said, destinations look glamorous, and I'm right outside of New York City. New York City looks glamorous, but shooting a wedding in New York City can be a total pain. You can't park, you can't carry it, you can't set anything down. Your second shoot is watching the car, making sure it's not getting towed instead of helping. So it can be complicated, but my message to everyone and how this kind of came about for me is define success for yourself, like outside of the Facebook world, outside of what looks glamorous online. And the online community in the industry is great, but it's not, doesn't necessarily translate to your business and your work-life balance and your family. So for me, starting out in photography and in New York, I launched my business at the end of 2012. You just want to get bookings. Like, I just want to book weddings. You know, I'll go anywhere. I will drive from Cape Cod to the Jersey Shore. I don't care. And I live in this massive market, and we were talking about like the New York metropolitan market is 24 million people. The New York City boroughs, it's 8 million people. I mean, it's
the
crazy.
State of Arizona or something like that.
That's larger than our state. I think we have 5 million
literally,
residents.
it's crazy. And so Manhattan's like this centrifuge of everyone kind of grows up in the outer boroughs and suburbs, Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and they move to Manhattan and they start their lives, they get engaged, they get married, and then they're having weddings at home. So you can be driving for literally like hours each way. And, you know, as a mom and as a wife, my husband does not enjoy being a single dad every weekend. You know, I kind of was like, how am I going to tackle getting, you know, making my business more successful for my family and, you know, leaving at 1:30 to get to the 2 o'clock shoot time instead of 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. So that is kind of how this came about. So I live in Rye, New York. It's a little water town outside of New York City, about 30 minutes, right near Greenwich, Connecticut. It's on the water. So, you know, looking around, it's like, how do I tackle New York? It's this massive market. But I live in this little town. It's 16,000 people versus, you know, millions of people. And I just wanted to, you know, looking around, we have like 8 wedding venues in literally 5 square miles, not even 10 square miles. That's crazy, 5 square miles. We have 5 beach clubs, 3 golf courses. We have a French chateau on the water. It's like, how do I get these weddings? Like,
as you do.
Yeah.
Who I want to like.
That's what I do.
Where I want to shoot, you know. Right. And Greenwich, Connecticut's 2 miles up the road. They have a plethora of, you know, private estate weddings, vineyard weddings, waterfront weddings. So, you know, that 10-mile radius, there are so many options. So my goal for this year was, how do I get more at home? You know, target this. So what's happened is I've obviously done some SEO, and that goes without saying, and tried to network more. I'm doing the Rising Tide Society. I'm running the Greenwich chapter. So that's been great. But what has happened is a woman in town started a group on Facebook called the Enterprising Rye Moms in February. And it's a small business incubator for all these women that have moved out of New York City with professional careers and are now small business owners, creatives, you know, anything under the sun. We have so many interesting people in the group, but kind of we get together twice a month and just sit around and network and have topics. And she actually then had to move to Florida. So she needed someone to take it over. And I was kind of like, I'd only been to 1 meeting. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Like, I'll take it over. You know, this is great.
I don't want this to end. So
I don't want this to end. You know, it was awesome.
I had one really good time. I want to run this.
I was like, I am going to run. Yeah. Well, I mean, and so myself and another one kind of like came forward. We'll run the group. So we do it now. But in the process of taking that over, I was relaunching my website. Well, now it's like, I want to shoot that website, you know, shoot for my new brand at the French Chateau. It's like, you know, being a leader of this group kind of gave me access to that property. And they were like, they didn't even care that I'd send them photos. They're like, wait, you have 100 small businesses in the community that you bring in for meetings or use our properties. Like, that's what they were really concerned about. So I've also gone to the Chamber of Commerce meeting, which I felt absolutely ridiculous. Like, what am I doing here? I don't know. And
you just show up in like a hoodie and some sweats.
Exactly. But just getting offline and out of this bubble of online and meeting people in person that are in totally different industries has like kind of been just this energizing force for my business. And so this year, for example, I have like 20% of my weddings in that 5-mile radius. Next year, it's like 80%. Wow. And I have a few Manhattan weddings, but I'm not driving across Long Island. I'm not shooting in New Jersey. I kind of have those ideal Manhattan clients that I'll keep, and everything else is right in my backyard. And it's like, but amazing. No, go ahead.
So the idea behind this was basically, me too. It's okay. We'll be best friends. The idea behind this is kind of, you can spend more time at home, right? Is that the main thing? Because I think that's huge to touch on, because there are a lot of people out in this industry who are moms and dads and who are parents. There's a lot of mom dogs.
Even if your husband is not in the industry, you know, he's not shooting with me, and he works a demanding job all week, you know.
He's going to lose his wife for the weekend.
Right.
Like, that's not fun, because most of us, we love our wives and like spending time. But so I love that. So that's the main decision.
So that was kind of my goals. How do I, and I didn't really know how I was going to accomplish it. I was like, how am I going to get this market? Like, not the massive, I don't need to be, you know, the jack of all trades, the master of nothing. I'd rather kind of be in this market right here and specialize in that and target that, because it's, and the other thing is, I don't think I've ever even shot the same venue twice there. It's such a huge market. You never work with the same planners or the same florists or the same video people. And it's hard to kind of like get a community going without any of that, just because it's such a large, vast area. And then add the car time and the travel time. It's just, it's really daunting. I'm almost jealous of this Phoenix market that I know from getting married here and being from here. And it's like, I'm jealous that they have like WIPA. I'm like, I've debated, like, I need to start a WIPA in New York. Like, I don't even know where I'd start, but New York's also like kind of a national thing. So it's like there, and the budgets of weddings jump from $500 to $5 million. And it's crazy. The market. So there's planners and vendors in every category. It's like, who do you even network with? So I didn't really know how I was going to kind of really target Rye, but then I kind of stumbled into this enterprising Rye moms, and it's been amazing. And I've kind of like become a leader in a town with all these other people that are well connected. And even though, you know, they're not necessarily booking weddings and they're not necessarily the direct target. I mean, I'm not going to meetings talking about myself, but it's enabled me to kind of get in community, and you get a group of people that are all supporting each other and strategizing with each other and kind of tackling community events together. And it's really cool.
I love the idea of meeting with people that aren't in the photography industry, that are outside of that, and then they look to you.
And they're not even in the wedding industry. I mean,
and they look to you as the expert,
right?
Even within the wedding industry, right? They may come to you and say, "Hey, can you recommend a florist? Can you recommend a planner?"
Right.
Because they see you as that lead within your industry, which is awesome. And the fact that you're meeting in person, I think that's really huge. That's something that we really believe here at Showit, that community is not just online. It's really about being
hardly ever online.
It's really about being in person with people and having personal relationships. So that's awesome. I love that you are making community happen in your community.
We're trying. And it is so interesting. I mean, the businesses are, I mean, we have like a woman who curates artwork for homes. We have like an environmental engineer. We have people that are professional organizers. We have, fashion stylists, nutritionists, like home chefs. Like, I mean, it runs the gamut. Piano teachers, everything under the sun is in this little group, and they're right in town. It's like they live in this little, 5 mile square radius, and it's really empowering. And without fail, like in the meeting, someone would be like, I'm doing this, and everyone has other ideas about how you can tackle it. And we kind of get in a bubble of like the Facebook world, and you know what you know, and you think everyone else knows it, but you kind of don't know what you don't know. That sounds like a run-on sentence, but
it's true.
It's true. You meet people from totally separate worlds, and they have so much to offer that's so valuable as far as, creative ways to, get your own business going and ways to maximize your time. And I mean, it's just been awesome. So
this 10-mile radius, you said next year about 80% of your
80% of my bookings for next year are literally, I mean, they're actually within 5 miles.
So those two, or that 20%, how hard did they have to like twist your arm to get you to do it? Like,
well,
how strict is this?
I would like to say I'm really strict.
That's 11.3 miles away, guys.
Sorry,
no. I'm not. I would like to say I'm really strict. I'm not super strict yet. I mean, this is a work in progress, and this was a goal for this year, and I didn't know what was going to happen. So, in the future, maybe I'll be stricter. I would say I'm less. If it's not an ideal client that's like in some other area, I'm not going to be like pushing it as much.
Sure.
I'm not straight turning it down, but my other weddings are in Manhattan though. So that's actually, I'm okay shooting a handful of weddings for ideal clients in Manhattan. Like I love the city. I love New York. So I'm okay with that. It's the driving across Long Island, driving across New Jersey, like the Hudson Valley. It's like, those are kind of like, these aren't venues I want to like shoot at again necessarily. Right. So it's not that I want to totally ask those people, but I don't want to target them. So if I get those inquiries, I'm maybe not as eagerly following up but like I said, it's a work in progress. We're still growing. I mean, so
money's money. And if the people are really nice, it's really hard.
Well, if it's the ideal client, then maybe it's worth it.
It's more of like a consideration of like, is this ideal? Are they going to be someone who's like investing more? Maybe is it worth it to be giving up that Saturday of a close wedding to go?
And that's a great question, I think, for the people out on the chat. How far do you travel for your clients? How far are you willing? And maybe let us know, how far would you travel for an ideal client? And we're not talking Hawaii. We're not talking like the trip to Maui, because we'll all take We'll all take the trip to Maui. But are you willing to drive 2 hours here in Phoenix? We are probably an hour and a half from Sedona, maybe.
A little more.
2 hours to
Yeah.
Sedona, and that's a really popular place, especially in the fall,
Oh, yeah.
to go and do engagement sessions because it's beautiful and it's really kind of the only part, unless you go further, you go 4 hours north where you can get kind of the fall autumn feeling and the leaves changing. And so a lot of photographers from here will drive to Sedona, but then a lot like aren't willing to drive, say, to Tucson or to.
I do Tucson. Tucson's gorgeous.
You guys are willing. You guys are willing to drive though for your ideal client.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I mean, that's a good point. Like, not everything is a bustling metropolitan like New York or even Phoenix is a pretty large metropolitan area. But so how far do you guys actually drive, and like what would be your radius? Because for some of you, in 10 miles there's 4 houses. Like, I get that. I grew up in one of those places. So just trying to figure out like what that market is for you, or what that radius is.
I like the idea though of really thinking about this intentionally. Like, what is my radius? How far am I willing to go? Because that question comes up a lot in the group. Like, what should I even be charging for travel? Are you willing to drive 3.5 hours, even for an engagement session, you know, not just a wedding? And that really is a consideration. Yeah. And for most
and then add in traffic. It's like, I had an engagement session in Hoboken, New Jersey, Friday night. I mean, I spent 4 hours in the car. It was like,
it's not okay.
It was a lot. Yeah.
But I think that's probably the bigger thing, because this is about time, right? And in Phoenix, I can make it from one side of Phoenix to the other, even during rush hour, in an hour and 15 to an hour and 30. Like, it's not that bad. Yeah. But especially if I got the carpool lane, I got my wife beside me, like, it flies by like that. But in other areas, like, I was, who was it? Was it Joel LaCar in SoCal? And he posted something like, it was 21 miles away, and it was going to take an hour and 20 minutes to get there. I was like, I could walk that in an hour and 20.
I'd be the one like running on the side of the freeway.
I drove 5 blocks in New York City in an hour and a half, like 2 weeks ago.
Nobody drives there. There's too much traffic.
It was crazy. Yeah.
That's the joke.
That is really.
It was stupid of me to take my car. I should have taken the train. Like, every time.
We were just talking about like how great the train would be. I'd be reading books. I'd be responding to my email and all that good stuff. So what advice do you have, Jessica, for someone who is thinking, like, they're out there and they're watching the show and they're thinking, I really want to focus on this. I want to like pick a radius, and whatever works for you in your market. What advice do you have for them?
I would just say to really think about, like I said before, what is success for you and your business and your family, and don't define it by the industry online, because you're seeing everybody else's highlight reel, not the day-to-day, the yoga pants, the working in your basement. That's it's usually what I'm doing. You're not seeing that. So it's easy to feel discouraged or to think, I'm not shooting destination weddings, I'm not succeeding, or I'm not booking 50 weddings. So maybe your ideal is 20 or 15 or whatever. So I'd say, like, really look in what is success for you and figure that out. And then get off the internet, or use the internet to create a community. So our Rye Moms group, we have, it actually is a group on Facebook, but we intentionally meet up, we boost each other's businesses. And I've found like things I had no clue about that are available in my town. Like, there's Rye TV. You can go on the TV station and just do a show, and it's broadcast all over town. And it's like,
awesome.
It's like Show It Live, but it's like
Rye Live. Right.
Look, is it online too? Or is it just,
That's
like
cool.
RyeNY.gov. You can just watch Rye TV. And so some of our Rye moms have gone on and done like cooking shows or talked about their branding. And I would say, like, use the internet as a tool to get in person and get a community. And when you have a community of people building you up and supporting you and cheering you on, I mean, even if it's not like directly, like, these are booked weddings, you know, that's going to build your business, build your confidence, and make you just more excited. I mean, I leave these meetings and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so excited about all this stuff. Even if, you know, the last meeting we were talking about, you know, revitalizing the town's shopping area, and how are we there's parking problems. Like, we could start a trolley. I mean, we're talking about these things that, even though it's not my business, it's not what I'm doing, it's, you just are, your brain's like on fire, you know, and that's really cool. So I would say, like, define for yourself, like, don't worry about everyone else, and figure out ways to market where you want to market, but figure out ways to get in person and get community going. That's my message.
That's the best.
That's huge. I love that. So what for you has been the best payoff then of focusing in on this and meeting with these women in person and not driving in the car 4 hours every weekend. I mean, those all sound like great payoffs. But
well, next year I won't be driving. Right. So this month of October I'll be all over the tri-state area.
I think October is a crazy month for everyone I know.
Yeah. I don't have a free weekday.
The month.
It's insane.
Yeah. When we get to Halloween night, I'm going to be like, I survived October.
Yeah. I forgot Halloween was in October.
It's a Saturday.
Your children aren't little anymore.
No, but we still dress up. Like, we got costumes going.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be.
Very exciting. So what's been the best thing
I would say just like kind of becoming a leader among people that are well connected and things I'd never even known that existed has been great. And meeting people in my town. I'm obviously from Arizona. My husband's from Maryland. So we moved to Rye. We had kids, and New York City was not great for toddlers. And so we moved to a suburb that we didn't know people. We knew a few people, but we didn't know people. I didn't know who the local leaders were, the local businesses. And so just meeting those people and getting this local network has been great. Like I said, you leave the meeting like so energized and like your brain's on fire, and just growing those relationships, and also kind of being invigorated in my own business and having new ideas and fresh ideas and things I wouldn't have thought of being just in my photography wedding bubble. So
that's awesome. It can be really lonely to be a small business owner. But most are really interested in small business. Like if you talk to other photographers or calligraphers or florists, whatever they do, even if it's not wedding related, they really have a passion for small business. And so finding those other
other people don't understand. I always say like they think we're at home like baking cookies and eating
bonbons and watching the Real Housewives of some city somewhere.
Right. Yeah. And it's not how it is at all. So
you just described my Wednesday.
So having a network of people that know what it's like, and in this case they're all moms, and they know what it's like to be juggling kids and having to go to preschool, and then a lot of them are actually moms with grown kids, and they're getting back into business, and they're kind of like learning everything. So it's great for me because I feel like I'm in this internet savvy, and they're maybe I can help them with social media and Instagram, and it's great. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
I love this. This is like old school community stuff.
It's like real community.
Oh yeah, this is 50s, 60s, 70s. Basically every year before. When was Facebook? 2005.
Oh yes.
2004.
I mean, we're pre-MySpace.
I signed
Remember
up right
the
away.
MySpaces? Yeah.
Did you guys hear the stat? It was like 2 weeks ago on a Monday. 8 billion people, I think it is 8 billion, used Facebook in one day, which meant 1 in 7 people on the planet logged into their Facebook account.
How many used MySpace? Did they
MySpace doesn't release those numbers anymore.
They didn't share that.
Unfortunately,
does it still exist?
It's all music based. Justin Timberlake bought it. I know. Why do I know that?
I know.
So, anyways, but this is like old school community stuff.
You reading Tiger Beat on the weekend?
Right. Yes, Leif Garrett. He's my new man.
JTT. I'm just kidding.
But this is old school community stuff. And what's great is it used to work. And so I love that it's working for you.
It still works.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome.
It's like invaluable.
It's a great way to think of the internet as a tool, but
it's a
really
tool.
Being face to face, which is why we love it when our Show It Live guests
come to town.
I'm so excited that this worked out.
It's fantastic. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time at your sister's wedding. It's going to be amazing. It's a beautiful venue. You have amazing photographers for that. You're the maid of honor, right? Or matron.
Matron, I sound old.
No, we need to come up with a new name.
Matron is
from married maids.
It's a very loving, endearing
You
term.
will never be called a matron, so I'm not sure.
I've been called many things.
True.
Easy for you to say, sir.
Easy for you to say I won't be called a matron.
Let's bring MySpace back.
Lauren, we love you. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Jessica.
Thanks for having me.
This was an awesome show. And for all of you that are watching out there, if you are interested in being a guest on Show It Live, you can actually apply. You can jump on the internet and apply at showiteer.com/live. There you can also find all of our other past shows, which is great. You can kind of look into our archives. We have lots of great topics for you. And next week, week, we have another really great topic that I think you're going to love. Tana Nelson has a website called Your Marketing BFF, and she's going to join us. She's a marketing expert, and we're going to be talking about finding your authentic voice on social media. And we're specifically going to talk about Instagram, because Instagram is hot with photographers right now. We're going to talk about how you can have that correct balance between your digital life and your real life, and finding that authentic voice online. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. And she's going to be in studio as well because she is a local Phoenician.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're doing it. We've got a little run of local Phoenicians.
We're gonna need bigger chairs.
We might need a bigger studio. We're just gonna move that wall.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us, Jessica. Thank you so much for all your valuable information.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
And we will see you guys next week. All right, love you guys. Have a great week.
Bye.